We head on to race number 4 now. Next to preview here on Racing to Win. It's over the 1400 metres for the Class 4 Gallopers. Speed Feifei is a last start winner. He carries £5 more. Nice draw of barrier number 2. Blazing Beat comes back in trip to the 1400. He did win twice over this distance at Down Royal and Galway in Ireland before arriving. Cheerful Days is back in trip and has been to Chungfa. Telecom Elite has the blinkers on. Super 10 wide barrier will wear cheek pieces for his 8th appearance. Better draw for co-partner Ambition after an excellent debut. E-Brother, he raced wide on debut. Earnest Feeling fractious in the gates. Extra 200 metres distance for him to compete over. Super Mission, the hood on. Telecom Rocket has the blinkers off and the cheek pieces again. In Viva Popcorn wears a hood, number 12 for Tony Picone and Tony Cruz. Cheerful Days, Telecom Elite Tom have been on the road.
And the speed in this race over the trip of 1400 metres looks to come from Super 10. And once he gets there, he might not have too much opposition for the lead. Speed Feifei down in gate number 2. Noble Man hasn't done too much since winning 3 back. Blazing Beat looks awkward for him and Karis Teaton out of gate number 14. Super Mission behind him. Earnest Feeling and E-Brother. And you've got the 2 telecoms there. Co-partner Ambition likely to get back with Kung Fu Tea. And interested to see what they do with Cheerful Days, because they did lead with him last time out, but he got too keen.
Super 10, now we know what we get with him. He goes straight to the front, catch me if you can. And he managed to hold on course and distance 3 starts ago. He looks good and travels nicely, so he's a very fit horse going into this. The other one we're having a look at here is co-partner Ambition. Keep an eye on Flying High, because he's racing later in the card. He's a first starter here, but co-partner Ambition, closest to us, he goes nicely, and it was a good debut run from him, so he's moved on from that and looks good. And Noble Man, he was allowed to stride out here. He comes in with a lightweight and he's on a rating of 42 now, and he was a winner 3 starts ago, was Noble Man, so not bad from him as well.
Going to further focus on co-partner Ambition right now after that excellent debut to kick off his career. Vincent Ho's aboard again, and he stopped by to have a little chat with Ed Sadler at Trackwork.
Co-partner Ambition, Vincent, you've done a lot of work with that horse leading into that debut. Were you happy with the way that he was finishing off that race?
Yeah, very happy. Still a baby, but got good potential.
Just looking at the way that he was finishing off, the fact that he stepped up to 1400 metres and he's had that run under his belt, do you go to the races confident about his hopes for Sunday?
Yeah. That's Chris's plan, and to step up is ideal, I think.
You rode him in a piece of work on Thursday. How's he come out of that race?
Yeah, I feel good. Himself is relaxed, do everything right, and he's even sharper with another horse together. Yeah.
And looking at his breeding, Vincent, he's by Star Spangled Banner, who was more of a sprinter miler out of a High Chaparral mare, so bred on that side more to stay. What sort of feel as a distance type horse does he give you?
Yeah, I think a mile suits him. He's still learning, and he's still got plenty to improve, so it's still very early to say.
Beautifully weighted again and beautifully drawn is co-partner Ambition as he looks to go one better than his first start. Opposition here, Tom. Speed Feifei's racing well, and Chad Schofield gets on extremely well with the horse.
Certainly does. He's had 2 victories on this horse now. He's in good form, but he has to carry the 133 pounds this time round. He had a pretty good run here, 1-1 basically, and was able to hit the front about 250 out, beating home Pearl Champion, who's getting on in age. Probably nothing really to write home about, but he's in good form. Paul just has to carry the weight.
He's been consistent, isn't he? He's won 2 of his last 4, so that's a positive. I'm not sure how strong this form will be coming out of this race though, but look, he held on well enough and he can only win.
And we'll see Green Envy line up later in the program as well, although Joe's ditched him this week, but he is in good form. We move on, Paul, from him to Earnest Feeling and Kung Fu Tea, a horse that you didn't mind his run first up.
I thought it was a good run from him. He had to get out to the outside, so he was going sideways when he should have been going forward. He's eligible for a lower grade, but he stays in Class 4 here. He steps up to 1400 metres, which I think is ideal. I'm going to make him my each-way play. I didn't mind Earnest Feeling as well. I thought he hit the line as well as Smart Wong Choi as well. But of these ones, I'm going to go with Kung Fu Tea.
Yeah, as Paul mentioned, for about 75, 80 metres there, he basically went sideways until he got clear at the 100, but he really finished off quite nicely. It'll be interesting to see what he does because he is rated 40.
And he was first up in that race, so should be fitter for his second up assignment. Cheerful Days, Tom, just really went hard in front last time, and he got sent straight up to Chungfar after that.
Can't draw a gate, this horse. 10, 10, 10, 11 and 13 this time round. He just got too keen, went too quick in front and wasn't able to see that out. Beaten 4 lengths in the end by Happy Winwin. Nothing wrong with the trial. They did ride him back here. I think he probably would be a little bit closer, Paul, from gate number 13. Whether they opt to try and lead or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah, barrier 13, and he did lead that time, didn't he? And we had him on the speed map going back. So there's options there for Joe, but look, I didn't put him in the end.
All right, so a risk of Cheerful Days. Kung Fu Tea for you, Paul. White and 2 sugars.
Yeah, exactly right, and a high kick as well. So I've got him on top, Kung Fu Tea. Each way he'd play here, he's currently at 10 and 2.9. So he's on top to beat co-partner Ambition, who should start the favourite. It was a good run from him on debut. Earnest Feeling comes out of that same race, and Super 10 from the front. 14, 6, 8 and 5.
Like co-partner Ambition here, he's stepping up in trip, and I think that'll be ideal. The way he finished off last time out, which was very, very strong behind Simply Spectacular. Putting in Cheerful Days, because there is definitely ability there. He's dropped 34 pounds coming into this. Kung Fu Tea and Speed Fei Fei on a mine line that wouldn't be immune to putting horses like E-Brother in, who was caught wide first up, had trialled well, and Earnest Feeling. So 6, 3, 14 and 1.